Hey guys, it's your girl Indasha and welcome to Grow with E. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe below. Let's just wait. Let's just give it a minute. It's literally a click. Come on guys, you can subscribe. Did I hear a click? Did I hear a click? I think I heard a click. Anyways, I would appreciate if you guys subscribe. When I reach my first 500 subscribers, I want to do a giveaway. So I've had some ideas in mind, but I haven't brought it up to the people that I kind of need help with the giveaway, because I can also just purchase the items and just give it away, but I feel like it'll be fun if it's like a collaborative effort, just to like do something pretty cool and pretty cute, and they might want to do it too, so we'll see. I kind of mentioned it in my cancel video, hint hint, I'll link that below, but yes. So anyways, this video is about growing and learning from relationships. So if you see in my overcoming my heartbreak video, that was an extremely pivotal moment in my life where I've never done with heartbreak. Like, I've loved people, but I don't think I've ever been in a position where like something transpired where like I felt like I was left. Like, any situation that I walked out of before I was prepared to walk out of. In this situation, I wanted out of this situation, but it was different. It wasn't like I went out because I outgrew you or I don't love you. It was just like, it was pretty toxic. It was a hard year. 2016 was a hard year. In that regard, it was a hard year for him as well. Like I said before, I would never bash him, disrespect him. I feel like I've gotten to a place where like I appreciate everything that has happened. Even before, when I was angry, I wouldn't come on camera and say anything bad about him, because we were both going through different things, and it was a learning curve for the both of us. I don't know fully what he's gotten from it. We've spoke about things, but our last conversation was not last, but one of our last conversations was an amazing conversation. Just like, you know what, things have happened. I do not dwell on the negative anymore. I try my hardest to focus on the positive. If something reminds me of you, or if you do cross my mind, I try to turn it where it's something positive, or just try to shut it out completely. So I try my hardest not to dwell on I don't dwell on the negative. I feel like there's a few situations that it's harder to get over than others, but I am in a great space. And trust me, 4 months ago, I would have never thought that I would be here. Like, I was at my low. And yeah, I've learned so much from this situation. And one of the key things, I was talking to one of my homegirls earlier, and I was just like, it's so crazy how everything had to happen the way it happened. Like, nothing was a mistake. From how we moved in with each other, that was not a mistake, and it wasn't like a plan. It was just kind of like he had to go and I had a space, and it happened at the same time, like the same time. So it's just like, what are the odds? Like, this in my head at that point was like, this was so meant to be. Like, this is God. And it was God, even though it was God showing the both of us that you have a lesson to learn. And you may think it's about to be cookie cutter and sweet, but it's not. And that's okay, because that's what life is about. But just as far as relationships and even friendships, we spoke about this as well, because they're very similar. The way you handle your relationships may be a little like relationships as in like life partners or spouses, the way you, or boyfriend, girlfriend, the way you handle those situations are a little bit different than you would handle your friendships, like your best friends or your friends' friends. But at the same time, it's very, very similar. How you should treat one another is very, very similar. Always treat them with respect, with kindness. If there's an issue, make sure it's spoken about. Like, it's still a give and take. Both relationships are still work. Friendships is work. That's not just handed to you. Friendships, it's really, really work. And relationships is even more work, because you're committing yourself to someone. When you have a friend, it's just like, you know what, we could not speak for a week, 2 weeks, a month, and then when we get back, it's all good. With a relationship, it's working at it every single day. You don't really get a time off unless you're on a break, or if you guys, you know, every relationship is different, but generally you don't really get a break. So I want to share to anyone going through a hard time relationship wise, try to pull yourself back. Try to really take yourself out of your shoes and assess the situation. 9 times out of 10, if it doesn't feel right, it is not right. On top of that, praying helps. It's crazy because even before the relationship, I would pray for signs. Like, if this ain't it, show me, God, please, show me, show me, show me. And he would show me, and I'd be like, nah, you ain't, that wasn't God. You know what I'm saying? That was just, you know, that next week I'm gonna pray again, and I'm be like, God, can you please show me? And he'll show me. It'll be like little things, not like major things, but just like, you're showing me this. I'm asking for it. I'm praying for it, but I wasn't ready to receive it. I wasn't ready to receive what I didn't want to receive. That's not really what I want wanted to be shown to me, but yet I'm praying for it. And God will always show you if you ask what you're praying for. So I ignored the signs, ignored the signs, ignored the signs. And now, like towards the ending of the situation, I prayed. I said, God, like, if this isn't for me, show me something. And it was shown to me. It was shown to me. And it's just like, like, there's nothing else to talk about. So with that being said, like, prayer helps. And even when I realized that was just it was just like, now I gotta pray for guidance. Now I have to pray for peace. Now I have to pray for wisdom. Now I have to pray for him. I have to pray for him, because we were both in this situation, and I'm sure there are probably things that he probably internalized and maybe never vocalized that I did wrong or hurt him, but I wouldn't know it to this day. And there's certain things I know that, like, at a certain point that I lashed out, and it's just like, damn. Like, so I pray for myself, and I pray that he forgives me. I pray that he forgives himself. I pray that he comes to peace in terms with what is, you know, it is what it is, and he's going through things outside of me. So I pray that he's able to get through that as well, and I pray for his growth. I pray for his happiness, because I want people to be happy. Like, I want to be happy, and I would never wish on any of my exes, like, for them to be unhappy. If I left the situation, it's because I wasn't happy, or we weren't making each other happy. Maybe I wasn't making you happy. Like, I know that wasn't the best situation for you, because I know who I am, and not everyone can deal with me and how I move with things, and I'm growing and I'm learning, and I'm acknowledging that this is something that's happening. But for young girls, for young ladies, for women, praying is important. Praying for yourself as well as others is very important, and it's very comforting to know that you can pray for someone who has done wrong, or just it's strength and it's maturity. And I feel like we all have a lot of maturing to do, and if you're in a cycle where it's back and forth, y'all just like battling each other, get out of it. If it does not make you happy 90% of the time, listen, with relationships, if it does not make you happy 85 to 100% of the time, you need to leave. And everything is not cookie cutter in life, even outside of relationships. Everything is not cookie cutter, but in relationships, everything is definitely not cookie cutter, and you need to be able to you got to be able to see what's feeding you. Just like we have kids, we want to know, we see what, like breastfeeding, like we know what's going in. Whatever goes into our body goes into their body. We need to know what's nourishing our child, because we love our child. We want to take care of our child. And the same for us. And this is not just with food. We need to understand what nourishes us on a daily basis. Something toxic that you keep ingesting is not good for your soul. It's not good for your mind, your body, your anything. So even on top of everything that has transpired, it is a lot. I feel like I've went through more than I've even shared, and I've shared a lot. you ask friends that I've shared with, you'd be like, damn, it's more than that, E, like, really? In this situation, it's never been a physical violence situation. I don't even know why I need to put that disclaimer, but I know people that I know personally are going to watch this, and I don't ever want you to think that that was something that was going on in my home. It definitely was not something going on in my home. But other things, just like, as far as respect and as far as just like a bunch of things that have happened. It's just like I went through a lot, and it was a hard year, but I'm still here, and I'm grateful that year happened. I love him more because that year happened, because he's brought me to a place of security within myself, knowing that I can get through something like that. I know that another man can't enter my life, and certain things could happen. Never again. Like it's never again. And by the grace of God, I know that if I pray on something it doesn't feel right, he will show me. I know that I can lean on God for that answer. And if I do fall short and I come into something that in the long term is not supposed to be, I'm still okay with that, because even with this situation, God brought me to this situation. And at the beginning I was happy. I was just like, this has to be God. This has to be God. This when I prayed, this is what I wanted. This is what I was looking for. It was meant to be. And now it's just like, it wasn't meant to be, but I'm happy. So it's just like, if something else was to come, I know certain things I will not tolerate, point blank, period. But if something came and it didn't last forever, I know that it's still God. And because I know that it's God, I can't be upset, because I have to go through things that I have to go through for him to elevate me to where I'm going to be. So that's exciting. So I want to say, for young girls, it's going to feel hard in the beginning. And trust me, hearing someone else saying that you can get through it is not the easiest. But keep those people around you. Keep those people around you. And find also strength within. Like, you have to find things that you're good at, things that you want to do. This is a time to just like glow up. The best thing about breakups is that people want to glow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to stunt. And I don't even want to stunt on him. Honestly, I can't stunt on him. Like, he out here. Like, he's doing good for himself. And my goal is to not stunt on him. My goal is to just be happy. And like, if I see you happy, then I'm happy. That's ultimately my goal. Because if there's any ex that I have, if they're in a relationship, I'm happy for them. But this relationship was different. It was completely different. And I want to be at a place where if I saw him in a happy relationship, I don't feel animosity. I don't feel anger. I don't feel torn. I don't feel anything but happiness for him, that he found happiness in someone else or in that new situation. That is the ultimate, like, glowing up that I could do. That I'm so happy within myself, even if I'm single in that moment and he's with someone, I feel like if I could get there, then that is just like, that's when I know that I'm 100% over that situation. Like, right now, I'm getting over it. I'm taking steps to get there. It's still in my head. There's certain things you can't erase immediately. Everything is forgiven but not forgotten. So, and certain things replay, and certain things I may never forget, but I want to get it to a point where I'm not thinking about it daily or thinking about it like often enough. I want to get to a point where it's just like, it's not a thought. I'd say that he's not a thought, but those bad situations are not a thought, and that I've overcome that. So I'm so excited. But for everyone watching, this is really just like, I feel like I find out more about myself as I talk, and this is another thing that a friend and I were speaking about earlier. She's like on another level, but she was saying that she was tested. God tests you, because right now I feel like I've grown so much. But how do I know I've grown unless something is presented to me and I analyze how I deal with the situation? So I feel like I had a lot of growing up to do in that relationship, and I put it out there. I feel like for my family, it's a lot of us. It's 4 kids, 2 parents, 2 nieces, my younger nephew. So, well, growing up, it was really just my sister, my 2 brothers, and my niece mostly. And we would like, it's so many of us, so we would like argue, and we would like, you know, do like little things, and it's just like we're always trying to scream over each other's voices. And I realized that I brought that into my relationship, and I realized that how I react to things can come off more negative than I see it to be, because growing up, I love my family. I love my parents. I love my sisters and my brothers. I love my nieces and my nephew. I love my family. But that's just naturally how we react or interact, especially like us growing up from young, coming up till now. We still like, we're overpowering. Like our voices are loud. We just like, we go at it. So, but it's still love. So when I come into this relationship and that's how I react, he grew up by himself. Well, he's the only child. So it's just like, when you have those two things, like, so he probably internalized everything. He didn't really have a sibling to speak to. There was really no like back and forth arguing. So me, I'm just like, oh, but da 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 da, because that's naturally how I am. I'm trying to get my point across. There's a lot of us in the house, so we're always just like choo 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 choo, and he's just like this. And I realize that's horrible, because I don't want to be in a relationship where my man cannot, even if it's something bad going on, I don't want to be in a relationship where my man and I can't sit down and have a mature conversation about our issues, with me not screaming or being extremely loud. So it's just like, and granted, I feel like it's a lot. Like I see where I've gone wrong, and those are character flaws that I've had, and I've seen it like play out in this relationship. I'm just like, I gotta fix that, I gotta tweak that, I gotta mature. So I have a lot of growing to do. And relationships will show you the effects of your childhood. It will show you who you are currently because of all other situations that have occurred in your life. Like we are molded into who we are today. And I appreciate him so much for showing me who I was and who I want to be. Like who I want to be is not that. Who I want to be is someone who can get up and leave at any given point in time, because you're just not tolerating anymore. And granted, our situation was a little different. I feel like there's times where we broke up, but we live in the same house, so it was harder to get out of. It was kind of just like, it became this pattern, like, yeah, we break up, but you're still here. We're still here. After a while, it's just like, eh. But yes, this is a completely rambled video, but I'm excited. And I want to help people get out of hardships due to relationships. If there are any questions that you want me to address, or questions that you may have about, I guess, my experience, I will never go into too much detail. But if there are questions that you have, something that you want to address, please just drop a line down below. Like this video if you've ever been in a toxic relationship, or if you've gotten out of a toxic relationship and you've elevated. Like this video if you've ever glowed up on somebody. And comment below what's your motivation for glowing up after a breakup. Like, what's your motivation? Is to get your body fit so you could be like, look at what you lost? Or is it like to jump into a new relationship to seem happier than what you were in that relationship? Is it to get your paper up? Because, you know, like, tell me what's your motivations. My motivation is to 100% be over this situation. Like, to be so happy and be so comfortable with who I am, and knowing that I'm amazing, and the person who walks into my life and I gravitate to will appreciate everything about me, and I can look at that situation and be like, I'm happy for you. I'm happy that you're happy, and I'm happy that I'm happy. That's my motivation. Growing, maturing, that's literally my motivation. So every day I work towards being a better me, doing something different, doing something new, like just working to be an amazing woman, and someone that, you know, my family and friends could be proud of. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something from this video, and Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Don't forget that when I reach 500 subscribers, that's a number that I have in my head. 100 is definitely a milestone, and I was excited. 200 is right around the corner. So I feel like I want to like challenge myself. I feel like 500 is a great place to do a great giveaway for my followers, and whoever I collaborate with will definitely, it's a number that is just like, it's nice for the both of us. Like, you can get your ish out there, and I can show my viewers how appreciative of them that I really am. So I do appreciate all of you guys. You don't understand, like, every time I see my views go up or my subscriber count go up, I get a little butterfly, and I really like that. So thank you to everyone who's subscribed so far, and if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Yeah. Alright, bye guys. Mwah.